Pages.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the 2021 Finance and Administration Awards for Excellence ceremony. My name is Charlie Mamoni. I serve as the Vice Chancellor for Finance and Administration. Thank you for attending today's event and joining us in celebrating our outstanding employees. I'm sure you will agree, this has been an extraordinary year. We did not want to miss the opportunity to gather and celebrate our team members, those of whom have been recognized by their colleagues for their outstanding contribution, even if we can only gather virtually at this time. Finance and administration units, which encompasses over 1,400 full-time employees, Nearly 1,000 temporary employees and 2,000 student employees are responsible for university facilities operations, campus enterprises, environmental health and public safety, finance, real estate and development, budget and resource management, and university human resources. Ours is a large and diverse, complex organization responsible for many of the university's administrative and operational needs. We ensure our university is safe, effective, well-run, a place to teach, conduct research, to study, to work, and to live. We faced many challenges due to the pandemic, and we have responded quickly to reconfigure the workplace, to change safety protocols and change workplace processes. Our teams quickly rose to the challenge, supported colleagues from across the campus, and enabled NC State to continue to operate. As we made these significant adjustments, I've been privileged to see so many of our team members step up and keep the university working and providing those essential services. To be clear, individuals working both on campus and working remotely. Cross-functional teams pulled together quickly to solve big problems. There are so many examples of these between our divisions and in many cases with other units across the campus. So many people have mentioned how they think the communications between divisions and across the campus has actually improved as we've all focused on solving these big problems. This year, we do want to take a few minutes to recognize the importance of these cross-functional teams. Again, there are so many examples. It really would be impossible to recognize everyone, but each division leader will take a few minutes to share their special thanks. I know from the start, we've relied heavily on the team facilitating business continuity during COVID-19. From the beginning, this group was essential to our response. And I'd like to take this moment to recognize the team members. Amy Orders, Tom Becker, Darren Tremmel, Ken Kretschmann, Brian Gardner, Joseph Darko, Chris Dobeck, Stacy Fair, John Brand, Laura Hill, Greg Brooks, Justin Hilliard, and many, many members of the University Police Department, as well as student interns, Chelsea Deniker, Sean Gaffney, and Muhammad Ali. Simply stated, COVID-19 changed everything in terms of our operations here at NC State. Each member applied the think and do attitude. Through their leadership, innovation, and resilience, campus developed the necessary safe work practices, established communications, education, dashboards, and created strategies for a safe restart. And this team continues to be key to our ongoing COVID response. Thank you all for your perseverance and good work. And now I'd like to invite my colleagues, starting with Campus Enterprise, to share their special recognition of OFA teams from their divisions.
Actually, Barbara, I think you're...
I was supposed to be next. I can jump in there.
Okay, go ahead.
Right. Thank you, Charlie. My name is Barbara Moses. I am the Associate Vice Chancellor for Budget and Resource Management. Budget and Resource Management is comprised of the ABC office, which is myself, and Julia Brooks, is my executive assistant, who keeps me organized, and those who know me know that's a challenge. And she does it every day with a smile on her face and a positive attitude. We have 3 units within our division. We have the Office of Cost Analysis, which is ran by Dr. Ginger Bergstrawn. And I said doctor. She earned her doctorate in December, so congratulations, Ginger. We have the Office of Finance and Analysis, which is headed up by Trent Riley, the manager. And then we have the University Budget Office, Adam Brueggemann, who is the University Budget Director. And Adam joined us March 2nd, 2020. And as you know, it's been quite a year for the first year with us. So Adam, thank you in particular for leading us from remotely. Our folks always face many challenges and face them head on, but this past year has been particularly challenging. In mid-March 2020, as we know, we, along with most of the university, most of the state and the nation, et cetera, began working remotely due to the health risks associated with the pandemic. Who would have ever thought that almost a year later, we would still be facing those challenges? The pandemic presented many tests to our endurance, but also it created opportunities and expanded our resourcefulness. Our employees have definitely made the most of the situation, making adjustments and accommodations as needed to continue to do their jobs and serve the university. We processed information, streamlined processes, analyzed data, etc., by teleworking and utilizing Zoom meetings while continuing to meet all deadlines. I'd like to thank our team for the time and energy that you continue to put into your work responsibilities each day. I look forward to our return to campus, including our in-person get-togethers, which of course will involve food, this summer and fall. We do like to eat and get together. We have a wonderful team, and I feel very fortunate to be part of the budget and resource management team. Thank you all for your dedication every day.
Thank you, Barbara, and thank you, Charlie. I'm Rich Berlin. I'm the Associate Vice Chancellor for Campus Enterprises. It is an honor and privilege to address you today as we recognize the extraordinary contributions and dedication of employees throughout the Office of Finance and Administration. As Associate Vice Chancellor of Campus Enterprises, I've been particularly moved by and proud of the division staff in delivering service excellence to our campus gripped with the challenges of COVID-19. Your ingenuity, courage, adaptability, and teamwork within the division and with campus partners continues to be an inspiration. Thanks to you, Campus Enterprises has maintained continual operations in all of its functions, supporting our students, faculty, and staff. We often had to bend, but we never broke. I recognize the hardships of furloughs, varied work schedules, and reassignments throughout this year. Many revenue-dependent departments across campus have been impacted by this special challenge. I thank you for your patience and your commitment to Campus Enterprises in aligning our operations to current circumstances and to securing our future. Leading by example, Campus Enterprises has diligently practiced, facilitated for our customers the mask wearing, social distancing, sanitation measures required with each executive order, health services directive, and university policy. As a result, the division has no documented instance of COVID-19 transmission between employees or among our customers utilizing our services and spaces. As a family does, we looked out for one another's safety. We all have learned from the discomfort of wearing a mask for extended periods of time, but only a few select number of us know the physical challenges of working in a physically strenuous capacity in a hot kitchen, stockroom, public facility, or direct customer service capacity. Makes wearing a mask pretty tough. For those of you that have had to transition to remote work, I thank you for adapting your home environment to supporting your job and for enduring the isolation and separation from your work colleagues and camaraderie that makes NC State so special. I look forward to seeing more of you this July. In addition to the award nominees that we recognize today, I asked Campus Enterprises directors and managers to share with me the accomplishments and efforts that they thought best characterized their departments this year. Here are some of the programs and initiatives that are representative of our extraordinary team. I'll start with dining. Quarantine meal service was an essential program for campus to reopen and for students to return and live on campus. The Dining and Rave catering team brought their logistical expertise to creating and managing a meal delivery service to students in quarantine housing, a rapidly changing situation where as many as 300 meals were delivered in a single day. Service adjustments throughout dining, a reusable takeout container program along with outdoor tents and reconfigured dining operations provided traditional meal service and retail options throughout the pandemic. One of these, One Earth, brought traditional dining to Tally for the first time, allowing operations managers and staff to consolidate their services under one roof. Another key component was touchless transactions, partnering with Topingo Grubhub and with our team of technology folks. Traditional dining also went contactless, so no cash and no touching of screens or buttons or anything. Congratulations to dining. Wolfpack Outfitters had the first licensed and sold the first NC State branded masks with proceeds supporting the Student Emergency Fund. This generated $110,000 in donations to the Student Emergency Fund. We printed the vast majority of COVID safety back to campus signage for the university, including signage, floor stickers, and banners. Wolfpack's Outfitters supported faculty in transitioning to greater use of digital course materials in support of the university going to predominantly virtual instruction. We created fulfillment strategies for course materials and technology as well to ensure proper social distancing when students were picking up their purchases. We also helped maintain the university's brand with improved online store options for apparel and gift purchases. In our student centers area, Tally Student Union was a consistent hospitality gateway for the university through all university operating conditions and changes in student populations. The student centers worked with enrollment management on socially distanced classrooms at Tally. Currently, the student centers are managing the den at Harris Field. Student centers partnered with emergency management and student health services to host our surveillance testing sites, as well as the vaccination sites. This was at Witherspoon and Tally. We also have a testing site at Clark Dining. We adapted event and building services to ongoing changes in events and meeting space requirements. We also changed furniture and facilities on an ongoing basis to support social distancing and enhanced cleaning protocols. Our student centers team also took over the responsibilities for distributing mail and packages throughout our division. The Wolfpack One Card office implemented a program to accept photos from first-year students digitally so that they would be able to receive their ID card when they arrived on campus. This is the first year that we've ever done that. So this meant that students didn't have to wait in line to get their photos taken, but had their IDs ready for them. We also established the pickup procedures for those cards so that students were socially distanced. At the golf course, we implemented guidelines to provide a safe environment for playing golf during the pandemic, resulting in record rounds played for the course and the highest package plan membership enrollment in the course's history. We adapted the clubhouse and course operations in accordance with community standards for mask wearing, social distancing, and sanitation. Through Golf Association affiliates, we provided a training video to other golf courses across the state regarding how to work effectively in a COVID environment. And of course, our administrative support teams did a remarkable job this year. HR administered a complex and difficult staffing environment and changing landscape of leave, stimulus resources, employee support needs, and reporting requirements. Our accounting team moved to almost complete remote work, including things like portable scanners to process invoices from their home. Our marketing department, in addition to the signage that they've worked on, communicated to our employees and our customers all of the things that I've been talking about here today. Without that, none of it would have been possible. The online resource for signs and wayfinding is still available today. Our Campus Enterprises facility team worked to ensure that extensive shutdowns to many locations were done safely and effectively. Behind the scenes, even the quality of the air in Tally was optimized through its UV light filtering system. These efforts are only a small glimpse of what the Campus Enterprises has and continues to put forth to support the NC State community. I know reflecting on this year's challenges that we are up for whatever is ahead. Thank you again for your time today.
Good afternoon. My name is Marie Williams, and I'm the Associate Vice Chancellor for Human Resources. And I'm delighted to be here today. As a university, we have certainly faced a multitude of challenges as a result of COVID-19 pandemic. And even though many of these challenges have seemed almost insurmountable, we haven't let that deter us from carrying out the mission and goals of our institution, I feel that all of us, including our UHR team, which I'm going to spotlight, have been agile, resilient, and adaptable. In University Human Resources, we've continued on our journey, which we started in 2017, to transform the HR function at NC State, while also responding to the complex problems caused by the pandemic. And so today, I am extremely grateful and delighted to be able to commend my team and our HR campus partners for their efforts to address the daily needs of our employees, while still striving to address the daily needs and our long-term goals of our HR transformational goals. And so I know no better time than today, during our OFA Awards of Excellence, to celebrate and to personally acknowledge the hard work and dedication of our amazing UHR team during this pandemic. I'd just like, therefore, to take a few moments to showcase and commend our teams within UHR and also our Assistant Vice Chancellors for their outstanding collaborative work during this unprecedented time. So here's just a snippet. Benefits and wellness. The team has really been bombarded with a plethora of things that they had to do, but some of the key things were process improvements related to the never-ending changes of COVID-19 leave provisions. I think you all remember those: paid administrative leave, COVID voluntary shared leave. They've also implemented a special circumstances exception process, and recently in April launched the new employee emergency loan program, which provides funding and short-term loans to employees during these challenging times. And we've already received in excess of 40 applications. Also, to address the negative effects of COVID-19 on our social and emotional and mental well-being, they established a wellness guide and lots of resources to help our employees during this challenging time, as well as wellness events, and also which helped to implement our furlough call center. And also our benefits consultants were on hand to assist our impacted employees. For international employment in our I-9 hub, they established a centralized I-9 hub for campus to ensure timely processing of I-9 forms for new hires, virtual and on-site, to include spearheading an immensely successful drive-through I-9 event last spring and summer. Talent acquisition and class and compensation have navigated the challenges of implementing the suspension of non-essential HR actions and developing a special exceptions process for HR actions that require the Chancellor's approval. University Temporary Services and Executive Search Services, which are both auxiliaries within HR, have really pivoted their models to be able to assist campus in recruiting and retaining talent during this challenging time, including using a virtual search process during hiring for key critical staff. Human Resources Information Management has spearheaded much of that work that we did around mandatory on-site designations, including leave processing and development of lots of Google Forms to assist our campus partners on tracking that information for the University System Office. Employee Relations has been instrumental in all of our work around furloughs and providing timely mental health and wellness tools related to our FASAP program. Learning and Development has invested in the professional development of our employees, providing a plethora of trainings which have been free of charge, to include launching a new lead professional development program. Onboarding continues to provide a comprehensive array of onboarding tools and resources to successfully help to offboard and onboard our employees, as well as lead our Monday.com project management tool, which we've been using as part of our work and effort in UHR. And finally, not least, HR communications. Everything has been about communications during this time, have had a tireless work to keep our campus community updated on all changes related to these regulations, benefits, return to work information, as well as having and also managing our UHR pandemic site. So in closing, for you, the UHR team, you rock. And I'm so proud of each and every one of you for your dedication and care that you've shown to our campus community during this difficult time. You all are simply the best. And I sang this to them during an Employee Appreciation Day. I won't do that now, but they're simply the best. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Mary Poliquin-Dodd. I'm the Associate Vice Chancellor for Finance and University Treasurer. My message today goes out directly to the 170 employees of the Finance Division, whose departments, Cashier's Office, Controller's Office, Contracts and Grants, Foundations, Accounting and Investments, and Procurement and Business Services saw their world turned upside down this past year and a half. Almost every aspect of our professional, in many cases our personal lives, suffered during the pandemic. And I am grateful for the way you all responded. We know that we will never be the same. Years from now, there will be stories about how we responded as people, governments, and universities. People will surely dwell on the mistakes we made, but also, I hope, our many successes. The pandemic forced us to think differently about our work, yes, but it also allowed us to use technology more fully to become more flexible in meeting the needs of the university. We were already heavily electronic in the Finance Division. We made an extra step in all of the areas that were not already there. We formed business units that didn't even exist before the pandemic in an effort to serve our customers and colleagues. We kept things moving and we got things done on time. We collected money, we counseled students and families. We invested money and we grew our endowment. We paid the university's bills, we managed its cash flow during a time when there wasn't always cash flow there. And we ordered goods and services, we bought PPE, we delivered numerous clean financial audits on time. We delivered financial management to the university's research enterprise. We developed new training and a division-wide knowledge base. Finally, we implemented new enterprise systems across multiple departments. In short, it was an extraordinary year of progress despite the pandemic. Our departments did all they usually do and more. There is no substitute for the need for it and the value of personal connections in the workplace. I know we all feel that very deeply. However, the creativity, courage, and resilience you displayed in sustaining the Finance Division at the university has been extraordinary. Whether you worked remotely all the time, on campus all of the time, or on campus some of the time, I appreciate the efforts of everyone. I know you worked as hard as you always do, and your efforts have not gone unnoticed. This past year isn't what any of us planned for, and we were challenged every day. However, I am grateful for the overwhelming spirit and heroism of my staff. I will always be thankful and proud of your performance in 2020 and 2021. Finally, I would like to acknowledge the collective efforts of our university colleagues in other divisions of OFA. We know teamwork during this time has been critical, and we work with numerous colleagues, dedicated colleagues every day within other divisions of the university. In conclusion, I want to say thank you so much. You really have made it easy for me to do my work over the last year and a half. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm David Rayner. I'm the Associate Vice Chancellor for Environmental Health and Public Safety. And public safety encompasses environmental health and safety, emergency management, mission continuity, security applications and technology, the violence prevention program, campus police department, insurance and risk management, and transportation and parking. The first thing I want to do is thank Charlie and the individuals who led this planning effort. I believe this is the first year ever where we have recognized teams as part of our recognition programs. And I have always appreciated the fact that managers like myself cannot be successful unless they have a team working behind them. And I certainly have a great team working behind me in environmental health and public safety. And they make me look good, and you don't know how I appreciate that. It's really wonderful, and I'm very proud of them. So thank you for acknowledging teams, and moving forward, I hope we continue to do that. Well, environmental health and safety has been in a unique place over the past year. And I had to laugh about something that Mary said about how our planning is not always successful, because we wrote our first pandemic plan about 15 years ago for H1N1. And that plan envisioned a 3-month downtime. It didn't envision a lot of what transpired over the course of the past year and a half. But I can tell you, it did lay out the framework for a lot of what we needed to accomplish in terms of mission continuity and business continuity, including getting the academic departments geared up to acknowledge that we may have to go online. So although the plan that we had certainly wasn't perfect, it did lay out an awful lot of what we had to accomplish during this go around. There were so many things that we accomplished in environmental health and public safety, and I can't enumerate all of them. But one of the things I do want to acknowledge is I appreciate the partnerships and working with my peers and other component pieces of finance and administration. We work with facilities on building ventilation issues. Chris Dobeck, who was in the transportation department, was a facilitator for getting the whole monitoring program going across campus, coordinating those 6:30 a.m. drive-throughs in the parking deck. Of course, I think a lot of you know everything that Amy was involved in, whether it was the COVID dashboard, and organizing quarantine and isolation transport and all kinds of things related to campus operations. Of course, the one thing that I also need to recognize is the fact that our police department was here 24/7. When we really didn't know what to expect in March, last March, or the prior March, and we closed down campus operations, the police department was here every single day. And there were a great many people in environmental health and public safety who were here every day, who facilitated smoothing operations and doing planning across campus. The one thing that I do want to emphasize that I think deserves special recognition is that the environmental health and public safety team worked on the research operations component of getting campus back to life. They did a remarkable job working on safety and health planning for laboratories, spacing requirements, face coverings, you name it, they were involved with it. That resulted in our overall fiscal year 2021 research awards proposals numbers going up. The lab and fieldwork activities are close to normal, and we've brought in over $119 million in 2020 research awards. And I can assure you that environmental health and public safety teams had an integral part in the success of all of those operations. So on behalf of OFA and myself, I'm in deep gratitude for this group's resilience and the commitment to bringing campus back to normal. And I'm looking forward when they get some well-earned downtime and some respite. So thank you to everybody in environmental health and public safety. Doug.
I'm Doug Morton, the Associate Vice Chancellor for Facilities. You'll see as I talk slides of our employees, about 850 employees in the Facilities Division doing various jobs across the campus. But if I look back like my colleagues did across the last year, I would sum it up as an eventful year, of course, but one that was marked by great flexibility and remarkable teamwork. After the pause we had in March, and that was our spring break last year, we had to reset. And when we did, I looked at my team and they were raring to go. If I look at Jeff Del Pinal and the grounds crew, they look at a month without tending to the grounds of our university. And that was a Herculean task to bring that back. I look at our housekeeping teams, and there were so many unknowns and so much fear around the spread of the coronavirus. But when there was a positive case in a residence hall or a space, the response was send in housekeeping. We need to sanitize and disinfect the entire facility. My, what a difference a year makes regarding our response. But those housekeepers, with the training and help from EH&S, jumped right in safely in those spaces to do what was necessary to put people at ease and get them back to work. The utility plants, and you see them right here, always on and always working. And we have people in the plants around the clock. The one thing that is really unsung is the setting up of classrooms. We put together cross-functional teams, not only in facilities, but throughout OFA, and people that would normally not do the heavy lifting were moving furniture and putting down stickers and arranging classrooms with plexiglass and barriers so that we could try our hand at an in-person fall semester, which lasted about 2 weeks. Indoor air quality. I never imagined that I would go to as many webinars or hear as many discussions about how you create safe conditions in a building. And we're still after that as we learn about the pandemic. But the team in energy systems went through hundreds of buildings, changing out filters and analyzing the airflow in those buildings to ensure that people that occupied those spaces did so safely. And when we could not occupy a building safely, collaborating with enrollment management and others to make sure that those spaces were not used during the pandemic. One thing you see right behind me is buildings going up. We didn't stop, nor did our contractor partners. Fitzwillard Hall was completed. The thermal storage tank over in Centennial Campus that you see, the Carmichael Gym addition, the Academic Success Center that you see here in DHL Junior Library and the Bureau of Mines. All those projects were completed. Again, Plant Sciences is on its way next winter, but we kept going. Our partners kept going. And when we had an outbreak on a job, we managed that skillfully, again, with help of partners within OFA. The budget, many have talked about that. The belt tightening and the change in discipline around how we spend. Every manager, we have 120 supervisors in facilities. Every one of those had to keep an eye on overtime and on the spend throughout the year as they kept the campus going. And I'm happy to say that we've met our mark and we'll end the year even on the money. Our outdoor spaces. Someone in the team saw an idea, percolated that, worked with partners across the campus. And not only did we create the den, but we've created these other outdoor spaces that are now effective, whether it's on Centennial Oval or in formerly unused spaces, even around the Court of North Carolina, where we have furniture outdoors and people are seeking those spaces to commune with each other on campus. If I look ahead, I'm really excited about what's ahead of us. The teamwork that we exhibited together in OFA and across the university really holds a lot of promise for the big challenges we face on campus. We have in facilities the responsibility to pull the integrative sciences building together. We're in the design process today. To your chagrin, we are going to start digging a lot of holes on campus next winter and putting in new electricity distribution between Gorman Street and Pullen Road. Every street on campus will see a change, and we look for your patience with us there. That's a big plan. And then we have the master plan for the campus, which will include all of us here on the screen, whether you're an ABC or an employee. We're looking for input from the whole campus as we plot our future for NC State. So all the things we have ahead, I'm really optimistic about because of the teamwork that I see in my colleagues and our employees. And we can do anything at NC State together, and I look forward to that in the years to come. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Alicia Knight, and I am the somewhat new Associate Vice Chancellor for Real Estate and Development. I joined the Wolfpack this past summer, and this is my first time participating in the Office of Finance and Administration Awards for Excellence. So I'm happy to be here with everyone today. As someone who's new to NC State, I've been impressed with the spirit of this campus and with my many colleagues who've gone above and beyond this past year as our campus and the world has navigated COVID-19. Adjusting, adapting, and implementing the important work that's done throughout the Office of Finance and Administration to facilitate the teaching, research, and public-private partnership mission here at NC State. During the year, the team in real estate has layered on to the COVID-19 environment a transition in leadership and onboarding a new boss, which we all know takes a significant amount of time, effort, and attention. I am deeply grateful for the ways in which the team has welcomed me, collaborated to educate me on various efforts, and the time that they've spent getting me up to speed in all ways. They've been open, receptive, and responsive to a new style of leadership and my own thoughts about how we can partner with colleagues throughout OFA and throughout the campus to deliver value-added services to our university customers. During this time, the team has also participated in the university's operational response to COVID, both within our lines of responsibility, helping units that have affected financial hardships with leasing matters, managing the schedule for the tent on the Oval, coordinating COVID response protocols with tenants on Centennial campus, and also by stepping outside of the lines of responsibility, participating in business continuity committees, staffing surveillance testing, and lending an extra hand where needed. And as we all know, the train must stay on the tracks and the show must go on, as they say. A few successes to highlight from the past year. The team successfully negotiated settlements related to the I-440 widening, providing millions of dollars to support the facilities work that we need to do to accommodate those departments and units that have been impacted by that project, which those of us that commute to campus, I know will be excited to see finished, hopefully sometime soon. Led an effort to pursue a rezoning that allows the university to have clarity and certainty about how we grow Centennial campus in the future to support the university's mission. Work to keep public-private partnership efforts moving forward. Supported college-directed efforts such as a ground lease for the USDA to construct a building at Lake Wheeler Field Lab for joint use with CALS in support of their research mission. Executed dozens of leases and easements and right of entry and all kinds of things, including timber agreements and hunting licenses, which the city girl over here has learned a lot about in the last several months. And then worked closely with campus partners in the city of Raleigh to continue to create opportunities for activation. NC State's Live at the Lot, pop-up disc golf, and ways for our campus community and the broader community to enjoy our campus during this difficult year. I'd be remiss if I didn't also take a moment to recognize the efforts of my colleagues throughout the division who've all worked very hard and partnered with us. I've been impressed with the collaboration and the can-do attitudes, people's willingness to step across organizational boundaries and just lend a helping hand. I also am thankful to colleagues who've reached out to me to welcome me, provide a helping hand, or just a kind greeting and hello. As you know, real estate's a small team, and having a small team of talented individuals in our unit results in a strong office dynamic of personal relationships and collaboration. But when small teams have position vacancies, new leadership, weather a pandemic with the rest of the world, they really have to dig deep and band together to cover what needs to be done. And that's what the team in real estate has done, and they've done it well. I'm proud of their work. I'm proud of the work of my colleagues throughout finance administration, and I'm personally proud to be a part of the Wolfpack. So thank you for having me, and thank you all for everything that you do.
Thank you, colleagues, for sharing, and to your teams for their exceptional dedication and efforts. Now it's time for us to announce the nominees for the individual awards for excellence. The Finance and Administration Awards for Excellence is that opportunity to showcase the wonderful accomplishments of our employees. This year, we have had individuals nominated in one of 5 categories: customer service, efficiency and innovation, human relations, outstanding state government service, and public service. Congratulations to each of the nominees, and thank you to the nominators for recognizing your colleagues. I'd also like to take a minute just to express my appreciation to the nominating committee. Thank you for all your hard work and commitment to the awards program. This is no easy task, but you've put together an excellent program, so thank you very much. Now let me turn it over to Rich Berlin to announce the nominees from the Campus Enterprise Division. Rich?
Thanks, Charlie. Again, it's my pleasure to be here today to recognize some outstanding individuals in campus enterprises. The first is Anthony Brown. Anthony is the Director of Retail Services and Dining and Catering Operations. Anthony was nominated for Efficiency and Innovation. Fall semester, Anthony was able to convert all of his restaurants, and there are a lot of them in Tally Student Union, to touchless points of sale. By using the Grubhub app, he was able to open all the restaurants at Tally to still provide the food options that students expect and love from NC State dining. Thank you, Anthony. Our second nominee is Denise Fields. Denise is our C-Store Operations Manager and was nominated for Outstanding State Government Services. When most students left campus, many of the regular Feed the Pack food pantry volunteers were suddenly unavailable. Denise stepped in with enthusiasm and helped develop new COVID-19 protocols to keep volunteers and patrons safe and avoid waste. She kept the pantry going. Our third nominee in Campus Enterprises is Jennifer Gilmore. Jennifer not only helped with today's slide presentation, but is the Director of Marketing and Communications in Campus Enterprises. Jennifer was nominated for Public Service. During the pandemic, Jennifer led efforts to standardize collateral for COVID-19 signage for all of campus. While facing the challenges and pressures of furloughs, Jennifer helped her team remain motivated and on task while adding a human touch. Thank you, Jennifer. Hazar Hamada serves as a technician in Student Centers Housekeeping and was nominated for Efficiency and Innovation. Hazar accepted new responsibilities to help with the mail systems at the Tally loading dock when the dock manager was unable to return to work. Hazar went through cross-training and accepted the new challenges in addition to her housekeeping duties. Thank you, Hazar. Andrew McClure is a maintenance technician in Campus Enterprises and was nominated for Efficiency and Innovation. Andrew enthusiastically assumed duties due to the departure of the customer service manager. Andrew met the challenge by saving NC State tens of thousands of dollars through energy savings. Congratulations, Andrew. Hannah Shea. Hannah Shea is the C-Board and Purchasing Administrator for Campus Enterprises. C-Board is the system that operates all of our point of sale and creates our purchasing orders. Hannah was nominated for Efficiency and Innovation. Due to COVID, Hannah was able to coordinate inventory and move paper and food supplies around campus for NC State dining so that we were able to reduce waste in utilities as we were closing units. She was able to transfer $28,000 in food and paper products this summer and from closed units, $41,000 this fall. By turning coolers off, dining was able to save over $300,000 in utility costs. Congratulations, Hannah. Thank you. Our last nominee is in Campus Enterprises is Keith Smith. Keith is the Director of Board Operations in the office in campus dining, and Keith was nominated for Efficiency and Innovation. Keith's actions during the pandemic were critical to ensuring students had a safe place to eat with many options, while also ensuring his staff felt safe. Keith created rotational teams to significantly reduce the chance of COVID spread. Keith was also instrumental in helping to convert One Earth into a traditional dining hall, while also helping to design the quarantine meal delivery program to students. Congratulations, Keith, and thank you.
I'm proud to tell you we have 9 nominees for awards for excellence in the finance division. This is the most nominees we've had in recent years, and I'm proud to announce the nominees. And thank you to the nominators for recognizing your peers. It's very important. The first nominee is Megan Brown. Megan is the Supplier Information Manager with Procurement and Business Services. She is nominated for efficiency and innovation. Megan implemented process changes to recruit newly added suppliers to our virtual payables program, as well as leading annual recruitment campaigns to grow the program. Her efforts resulted in 30% growth in the total number of payments and 50% growth in total spent in the program. Megan, congratulations and thank you for your efforts. Our next nominee is Andrew Casey. Andrew is an accounting technician in the Office of Contracts and Grants. Andrew was nominated for customer service. Andrew is a fabulous employee and an asset to the finance division. In contracts and grants, he services customers from every college in an accurate, timely, thorough, and complete manner. Andrew, thank you for your efforts and congratulations on your nomination. Our next nominee is Sean. Sean Cather is an accountant in the Controller's Office. Sean was nominated for efficiency and innovation. During COVID, Sean reworked the business process to ensure we were meeting the deadlines necessary to make sure we do not run out of cash and not losing critical functionality at NC State by keeping us properly funded, even though many of us were working at home 60% of the work week. Thank you, Sean, and congratulations. Our next nominee is Diane. Diane is the Accounts Receivable Manager in the Controller's Office. Diane was nominated for efficiency and innovation. She has worked with and supported Sean in his efforts and their combined efforts to revise the daily cash business process to ensure we are meeting deadlines and not losing critical functionality at NC State. All the while, many of us were working from home 60% of the work week. Diane, thank you for your efforts. We appreciate it, and congratulations on your nomination. Our next nominee is Chanel. Chanel Corpening is the Procurement and Business Services Strategic Sourcing Analyst. Chanel is nominated for public service. During the last 12 months, Chanel worked tirelessly to procure PPE necessary to support our daily operations during the time of COVID. In addition to obtaining supplies through the global supply chain, Chanel collaborated with many internal resources, including BTech, to obtain hand sanitizer. Chanel, thank you for your efforts and congratulations on your nomination. Our next nominee is Sherry Ferguson. Sherry is a business systems analyst in foundations, accounting, and investments. Sherry was nominated for efficiency and innovation. In her role, Sherry has been instrumental in identifying ways to improve system reports and successfully onboarding the Textiles Foundation, a new customer for us this year. She worked with the EAS team to seamlessly load hundreds of funds into the financial system and develop a way to add attachments to chart fields. These new efficiencies have improved not only the department, but the campus at large. Sherry, thank you for your efforts and congratulations on your nomination. Our next nominee is Tabitha Grelly. Tabitha is the Chief Business Officer for the Finance Division. She is nominated for Outstanding State Government Service. Even though it wasn't part of her job, her efforts to assist with the acquisition and procurement of goods and contracts for the testing lab were key in enabling the lab to prepare over the holidays. Additionally, Tabitha maintained weekly communications with the hundreds of staff in the finance division. Every Friday for nearly a year, Tabitha ensured that together we touched base with every one of our division's employees. Tabitha, thank you so much for your efforts and congratulations on your nomination. Our next nominee is Tanner Morris. Tanner is a material support specialist. He works for the Procurement and Business Services Department. Tanner is nominated for efficiency and innovation. Tanner is solely responsible for diverting 11.2 tons from the local Raleigh landfill waste stream. His enthusiasm and passion for e-recycling and repurposing electronic devices has led to more items being repurposed and higher revenues in support of our recycling program. Tanner, thank you so much for your efforts and congratulations on your nomination. Our last nominee in the Finance Division is Evan Patton. Evan is an accounting technician in the Office of Contracts and Grants. Evan was nominated for efficiency and innovation. He's been instrumental in making sure certain processes in the office continued to operate seamlessly during remote work for many of the department. He has taken an active role in developing training resources to make the Office of Contracts and Grants more effective, accurate, and efficient. I'm so proud of all of you. Thank you very much. Evan, congratulations.
Okay, thank you, Mary. I'm proud to announce the nominees in environmental health and public safety for awards for excellence. I think you all know that the police are here 24/7, but there are a lot of people who support the police 24/7. And David Boggs is an information technology and records technician for the University Police Department. And David was nominated for customer service. And he's been here almost every day. And he helps maintain and keep the technology working in the police department and in our police vehicles. So he's an integral part of having a successful police operation. Our next nominee is Chris Dobeck. And Chris Dobeck is the Assistant Director for Parking Services, and he was nominated for public service. And Chris truly does embody the ideals of public service, and he has regularly gone above and beyond his typical job duties by volunteering and leading his talents and expertise across departments and university-wide projects, particularly as it relates to the surveillance program for COVID. Thank you, Chris. Our third nominee is Mahidi Fahim, who's the Assistant Director of Environmental Health and Safety, and he's our Lab Safety Manager. And Mahdi was nominated for Efficiency and Innovation. And Mahdi has a large impact on the university as our Lab Safety Manager. And he's been working diligently with our facilities engineers to come up with some innovative solutions to provide safe and efficient building environments and building ventilation during COVID. Thank you, Mahdi. Our next nominee is Stacy Fair, and Stacy Fair is the Director of Youth Programs and Compliance in the Department of Risk Assessment. And Stacy was nominated for Outstanding State Government Service. Now, Stacy is an exemplary employee who has always gone over and beyond the call of duty and represents service before self and the spirit of community. Stacy has volunteered over 100+ hours assisting individuals in COVID testing, supporting the university and state response to the COVID pandemic. Your service is much appreciated, Stacy. Thank you again. Our next nominee is somebody who I know very well and who works right outside my office, Valerie McHugh, and she's an executive assistant with Environmental Health and Public Safety. And Valerie was nominated for customer service. Well, during the COVID pandemic, while many of our employees were working from home, Valerie was in the office every single day, helping keep environmental health and public safety, moving efficiently. She took care of the business that nobody was able to do from home, whether it was answering phones, correspondence. And Valerie, thank you for being here. It was much appreciated, and I'm very grateful. Well, our next nominee is Amy Orders, and if you don't know Amy, I just don't know. Amy is the Director for Emergency Management and Mission Continuity, and she works in environmental health and public safety, and she was nominated for Outstanding State Government Service. And Amy shouldered the work of many and took ownership of numerous efforts to implement new policies, procedures, communications during our pandemic response when others did not. I mean, Amy really stepped up to the plate. And thanks to her leadership, pragmatism, willingness to go far and above her job duties, and ability to bring diverse groups together, our university was able to swiftly take action to assure that we remained open. Amy, thank you for all you do, and greatly appreciated being able to speak to you about all things related COVID, and also dealing with all things related COVID that I didn't necessarily have the patience to deal with. So thank you. So Zachary Rediker is our next nominee, and he's an IT operations technician in security applications and technologies. Now, if you're not aware, security applications and technologies keeps the card access system working across campus, the closed circuit TVs across campus, and the panic alarms. And Zachary was nominated for customer service. And during the pandemic, Zachary willfully stepped to the plate, and he assumed the role as our mandatory on-site employee representative for SAT. So Zachary kept the physical security at NC State in near flawless working condition. And if you needed access to your space or had a problem with your security system, Zachary was there to respond. Thank you, Zach. Doug, you're up.
Thank you, Dave. Again, Doug Morton, the Associate Vice Chancellor for Facilities. I'm disappointed to say that I only have about 3% of my employees nominated, which is 22 nominations. I think we could have gone deeper, but I'm sure you're glad it's only 22. And I'll start with Matt Ball. Matt is the compost facility operator with waste reduction and recycling. The pandemic created a unique challenge at the composting facility as a steady stream of bedding material arrived at the facility while the amount of food waste drastically decreased, threatening the compost recipe, if you knew such a thing existed. Rather than divert the bedding material to a landfill, Matt developed a process to compost the bedding and the wood chips in absence of food waste, creating a unique mulch product that dispersed throughout the campus and saving us over $3,200 in disposal fees. Our next nomination is Brian Blaylock. He's a housekeeper here on campus, and he is nominated for customer service. Brian is a positive, hardworking employee who takes great pride in doing his work to the best of his abilities. He's a team player and always willing to help his team do anything the group might need. Our next nominee is Charles Brown. Charles is the Assistant Director for Project Development within the Facilities Division. He's nominated for customer service. Charles transformed the building project request process to be more customer friendly by creating one simple FACMOD or facility modification request form. Charles has never said no to any of the 600 requests he has received throughout the year. Our next nominee is Wanda Colon. Wanda is a general utility worker in facilities housekeeping, and she was nominated for customer service. Wanda has demonstrated great customer service, not only dealing with our usual customers, but also with her coworkers. Wanda's been quick to fix any problem with her vast knowledge and experience to remedy any situation, from as simple as housekeeping needing supplies to handling a water flood in a restroom, which we all know never happens on campus. Next up is Lee Cooper, who's the university's utility locator. Lee is nominated for customer service. Averaging 200 work tickets per month, Lee effectively protects the university's underground infrastructure assets during busy construction periods. Contractors and project managers have grown accustomed to Lee's quick response and extra effort to resolve utility conflicts in the field to avoid costly delays. Not only is this cost avoidance for repair of damaged facilities or damaged utilities, but Lee's dedication also helps avoid unplanned utility interruptions that could affect the research and teaching missions of the university. Next up is Bill Davis. Bill is the Associate Director of Performance Design and Capital Projects Management in the Facilities Division. He was instrumental in completing 3 projects that changed the face of the university: Academic Success Center at DHL Junior Library, Carmichael Wellness and Recreation Center Addition, and Fitzwillard Hall. Bill and his team saved an estimated $5.5 million when the system office abruptly discontinued the use of Primavera software. Bill quickly transitioned project schedules over to Microsoft Project Professional, not skipping a beat. Our next nomination is Jonathan Dempsey. He's a warehouse support associate in materials management, and I might add, currently the interim director of the materials management warehouse. Jonathan is nominated for outstanding state government service. During a critical staffing shortage, Jonathan stepped in and voluntarily took on additional responsibilities in addition to maintaining his regular workload. During the pandemic, he led the way with packaging up safety kits and filling hand sanitizer bottles. Jonathan skillfully designed and managed a distribution process for the university's limited personal protective equipment supplies to ensure that those supplies were distributed fairly and adequate stocks were maintained. Next up is Dadia Franjic. She's an administrative support associate with Energy Systems, Building Maintenance and Operations. Dadia was nominated for customer service. She does a tremendous job supporting maintenance and operations throughout the campus. And when the Facilities Division uniform contractor struggled to meet their obligations during the pandemic, Dadia effectively developed lists of expectations and details to ensure employees received high-quality uniforms that met professionalism and safety requirements. Robert Hoyle is a facilities maintenance technician, and he's nominated for public service. Robert consistently exemplifies good judgment, kindness, and vigilance. During the pandemic, fellow staff members have been able to count on Robert to keep culture collections, freezers, and other equipment safeguarded. Terrence Jenkins is a housekeeping supervisor. Terrence is often tasked with assisting 2 other housekeeping zones when emergencies occur, and he joyfully does that work. He and his team prevented damage to health and exercise equipment when a storage closet flooded overnight. Terrence also collaborates with others to develop efficient customer service models. Jennifer Kelvington is an environmental engineer in the Office of Energy Systems. Jennifer is nominated for outstanding state government service. Her work extends beyond the Facilities Division. She worked with Student Capstone Project Group to develop a predictive emissions model that could eliminate the need for continuous emissions monitoring. All of our smokestacks, all of our stacks from our plants are monitored by state regulation and federal regulations. And those units at our central plant, she works with, and she saved over $8,000 a year in unnecessary calibration costs. Anna Lewandowski is the lead arborist for grounds services. Anna is nominated for customer service. Anna works with many people across campus, providing outstanding customer service and support regarding tree care, safety, and advocacy for the trees. We have over 10,000 catalog trees on NC State's campus. Anna is regularly called upon for her knowledge, expertise, skill, and advice. She is passionate about her work, understands the importance of the trees in their natural environment, and more importantly, understands what that urban forest means to NC State. Liz Moore is a facility planner with the Office of the University Architect. Liz takes ownership of everything that she does here at NC State. She is fully immersed, engaged, and enthusiastic with all work initiatives. She keeps minute details of space assignments and campus data in her head and has instant recall of all that information. It was because of her leadership, analytical and communication skills, and pure tenacity, not to mention the ability to motivate her teenage daughter to help her out, that the back to campus planning for classrooms was completed with astounding efficiency and the time frame needed to start the semester in the fall. Tammy Putz is a capital accountant and budget officer in capital project management. Tammy is nominated for outstanding state government service. Deemed essential during the pandemic, Tammy was instrumental in finding creative ways to keep the budgeting and accounting processes going so that capital projects could continue without delay. Aaron Squires is a materials management buyer with facilities. Aaron is nominated for customer service. His day-to-day job challenges became exceedingly more difficult as standard personal protective equipment and cleaning supplies became scarce while demand skyrocketed. When common quantities of bottled hand sanitizer disappeared, Aaron worked to obtain a 55-gallon drum of sanitizer that he redistributed as facilities brand hand sanitizer. We all remember that smell. Quite joyous. Ashley Stallings, seen here, is a housekeeper with facilities. Ashley is nominated for customer service. Ashley updated all of the laundry room protocols to meet the green seal of approval. Ashley demonstrates the principles of excellence in customer service through her positive attitude and great administrative skills. Claire Stevens is our utility distribution engineer with facilities. Claire is nominated for efficiency and innovation. Claire is a leader who strives to make NC State better. Her technical expertise, as well as practical can-do attitude, generates respect and support from her staff, customers, and coworkers. And I might add that Claire attained her engineering license this year as well. Kelly Vimola is the housekeeping supervisor for Greek life with facilities. Everybody wants that job. Kelly is nominated for customer service. She never fails to answer the call for help when cleaning after an emergency or assisting other zones. Kelly effectively communicated with staff, students, building occupants, and campus directors to keep Greek life running smoothly. Jack Walder is the lock shop supervisor with facilities. He's nominated for efficiency and innovation. Jack implemented Simple K, a new patented keyway database system, installed new electric key boxes, streamlined the key checkout process, and installed hands-free door operators during the pandemic. Taft Walden is the Associate Director for University Housekeeping. Taft is nominated for customer service. As the COVID-19 representative, Taft has managed and developed educational material and training for our staff, establishing cleaning and safety protocols while adhering to the Centers for Disease Control, purchases of PPE, cleaning supplies, mock cleaning with staff and EHS of contaminated classrooms and offices, while providing excellent customer service to our campus partners. Andre Young is a maintenance specialist with facilities. Andre is nominated for human relations. In addition to his regular duties, Andre is the supervisor of the HURT team, which is the emergency response team for housekeeping that responds to emergency calls, including water damage. As the HURT team supervisor, Andre created a cost-saving proposal to improve the efficiencies of the response team, which made it more productive for the teams to respond to emergencies. And lastly, Daniel Zeiser is the technology support analyst for the facilities division. He is nominated for customer service. Most of the facilities division office workforce had to pivot on a moment's notice to work remotely, and Daniel located every available laptop for distribution and helped set up software for more than 100 users. Simultaneously, Daniel was purchasing new equipment, training users, and introducing staff to this thing called Zoom and Google Chat. Daniel has been there every step of the way to help our employees adapt to the change in the landscape of NC State during the pandemic. Those are our wonderful nominees from the facilities division, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Doug. And this is Marie Williams. I'm now going to recognize the nominees from Human Resources for the Awards of Excellence. Laura Cooper is the UTS manager in University Human Resources. Laura was nominated for customer service. Laura's customer-centric leadership style continues to result in exceeded expectations for campus partners and departments across both NC State and UNC. Laura's leadership in timely communication with her team and to UTS customers has resulted in campus-wide and community-wide recognition for an incomparable temporary recruitment process. Next is Maria Murison, is NC State's I-9 Program Coordinator and was nominated for customer service. Maria's efforts, including managing and sustaining the I-9 program throughout COVID-19 by creating and delivering innovative services to safely, efficiently, and effectively serve thousands of customers across the university. And next, Kristen Smith is the Assistant Director for University Temporary Services. Kristen was nominated for Human Relations. During the pandemic, Kristen spent endless hours trying to keep the office team together and thriving. She made it a point to talk about self-care, and she kept everyone connected, motivated, and working hard while away from campus. So that concludes the nominees from UHR. And now to the part that you've all been waiting for. So we're so glad that you're still with us, because we're now going to get ready to announce the winners. So I think we move on to the next slide. So I'm honored to present the individual winners of the 2021 Office of Finance and Administration Awards for Excellence. Please, thank you for everyone who took the time to nominate a colleague and recognize them for their contributions to NC State. Each of the nominees highlights the best of our division and, of course, of NC State University. And we are tremendously proud of your accomplishments that exemplify how to think and do the extraordinary. We had, believe it or not, a record of 48 nominations submitted, and the committee selected 6 SHRA winners. And each of today's winners will get an additional 8 hours of paid vacation time. Yay! A $250 check. Yay! And also an engraved clock. They also will move on to represent the Office of Finance and Administration at the university level. And the winners of the university level will go on to represent NC State in the Governor's Awards for Excellence. So for all that you've been waiting for, now is the time to announce our winners. And our winners are Chris Dobeck for Public Service. Chris Dobeck is the Assistant Director for Parking Services and was nominated for Public Service. Chris truly embodies the ideals of public service and having regularly gone above and beyond his typical duties by volunteering and lending his talents and expertise to cross-department and university-wide projects. Chris became the logistics and operations guru, charged with developing and maintaining the university's robust COVID-19 testing operation, which included testing site operations, logistics, volunteer management, and motivation. His first responder training provided expertise in coordination and task completion, which lightened the load of student health services staff and increased the efficiency of the overall operation. Outside of the university, Chris continues to give back and serve in an extraordinary way as an assistant chief for the Swift Creek Volunteer Fire Department. Yay, congratulations, Chris. Our next winner is Denise Fields for Outstanding State Government Service. Denise Fields is a C-Store Operations Manager and was nominated for Outstanding State Government Service. When most students left campus, many of the regular Feed the Pack food pantry volunteers were suddenly unavailable. Denise stepped in with enthusiasm and helped develop new COVID-19 protocols to keep volunteers and patrons safe and avoid waste. She was also instrumental in securing donations from C-stores and other dining locations. And Denise helped move the Feed the Pack forward in collaboration with the students and staff from DASA. She helped also to negotiate relationships with vendors, make access to a wide variety of foods, and offered refrigerated and frozen foods for the first time. Denise made sure that the NC State community had access to the resources of the food pantry during a critical need. Congratulations, Denise. Next winner is Hazar Hamada for efficiency and innovation. Hazar Hamada serves as a technician in student centers housekeeping and was nominated for efficiency and innovation. Hazar accepted new responsibilities to help with the mail systems at the tally loading dock when the dock manager was unable to return. Hazar went through cross-training and accepted the new challenges in addition to her housekeeping duties. Hazar developed new COVID safety protocols, which included emailing staff a picture of the package labels so that they were aware of a completed delivery and the package location. Hazar improved the protocol for contact tracing by electronically scanning the sign-in sheet and QR code at the loading dock for all unaffiliated NCSU visitors, which allowed management to have access in case any emergency issues arose, including contact tracing. Let's celebrate Hazar Hamada. Yay! Next is Andrew McClure for efficiency and innovation. Andrew McClure is a maintenance technician in Campus Enterprises and was nominated for efficiency and innovation. Andrew enthusiastically, gosh, I need to eat, I need to get my words out, enthusiastically assumed duties due to the departure of the customer service manager. Andrew met that challenge by saving NC State tens of thousands of dollars through energy savings. He helped to coordinate with the student centers to manage the building automation system at Tally Student Union to focus on cost savings. Andrew was instrumental in helping to manage daily air handler schedules, as well as recommending areas for conservation. In the past 12 months during COVID-19, utility costs have dropped by 41%. That's approximately $340,000, which is attributed to Andrew's eagle eye and sense of duty to find efficiencies in air handler schedules, while also understanding the importance of providing conditioned space for those essential frontline staff. Congratulations, Andrew. Next winner is Maria Murison from Customer Service. Maria Murison is NC State University's I-9 Program Coordinator within University Human Resources and was nominated for Customer Service. Maria's efforts included managing and sustaining the I-9 program throughout COVID-19 by creating and delivering innovative services to safely, efficiently, and effectively serve thousands of customers across the university. Maria played a key role in brainstorming, designing, implementing, sustaining several innovative ideas that allowed the continuation of I-9 services. And Maria designed an effective virtual I-9 service and helped in partnership with other departments across campus to plan, staff, and carry out the first ever drive-through event, which really challenged Starbucks and McDonald's drive-thrus. It was better than those. Maria helped design and create a full-service I-9 center. Her contributions have established entirely new ways to serve our customers across the campus community and effectively and efficiently meet customer needs. Yay to Maria. And our final winner is Tammy Putz for Outstanding State Government Service. Tammy Putz serves as Interim Capital Accountant and Budget Officer in Capital Project Management and was nominated for Outstanding State Government Service for her continued hard work and tireless efforts. Tammy is responsible for critical accounting tasks for 3 different facilities units. Since June, Tammy has served as the Interim Budget Officer and inherited supervisory duties of 1 accounting technician, as well as additional duties and responsibilities. She also inherited budget oversight for some of the largest, most complex buildings in NC State's history. Tammy's was instrumental in finding creative ways to keep the budgeting and accounting processes going amid an unprecedented pandemic. And Tammy goes above and beyond to assist any customer, internal or external, and her perseverance and hard work are a testament to her devotion to the university. So let's congratulate all of our winners. So in closing, it's with gratitude and appreciation for all that OFA impacted this year, and we want to congratulate all our nominees and OFA teams. You have made it difficult for the committee to select the winners, and to our winners, all the best as you move on to the next level, the university-wide awards. Before we close, we also would like to get special thank yous to NC State Bookstores for the certificate covers, lapel pins and the engraved clocks, Wolf Express for the certificates, and the Office of Finance and Administration Awards for Excellence Committee for their hard work. Let's give them also a round of applause. I encourage you to reach out and personally congratulate all of the nominees and winners. Finance and Administration is planning on hosting a ceremony breakfast at a later date for this year's and also last year's winners. So thank you everyone for joining us in recognizing our colleagues. Kudos to everyone. Yay. Goodbye, everybody.